Hey guys, how's it going today? So I hope you guys are doing great. It's about 5 p.m. right now, just before dinner. It's January 22nd, Monday, and we're gonna go over Tron, okay? So Tron, I called out a few days ago, and that is pretty much the top there, and we're expecting some sort of correction, right? And this is exactly the way I left it off when I first opened it. So before we were talking about this, and we're gonna review for everybody. An impulse wave goes up like this, okay? And then we got an ABC type of correction pattern that goes like this, an ABC. And there are waves that can fail. If it doesn't form something like an A, B, C, D, E like this, that wedges into something like that, right? Like that, for some triangle, then the annotation that we use instead for zigzags is ABC, like that. Every time it reaches a C point like this, it attempts to break out. And it usually has a massive resistance denoted by, or that's counted by the fifth wave and the B wave, like that right there, okay? So that could be a major resistance. Now it always tries to break out there, but usually it doesn't successfully break out. So what it does is it does an extended correction of another type of ABC on a smaller degree. So if we take a look at it now, we get some sort of pattern like this in a flag or channel, right? That happens a lot. And this is actually denoted by WXY. So this is the W. X marks the point for failure, right? Think of X as in failure. And then you have a Y point down here. So this now makes a 7-wave structure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now ABC could be very tiny, don't get me wrong. ABC could be a very tiny one and create a double bottom like that as well. So now that we have some of the theory out of the way, we're going to review what has happened. So these actually hit some very reasonable targets, so I'm pretty happy to have been talking about a lot of this. I've been calling out Tron for a while now, right guys, and it's been pretty spot on. I'd have to say Tron, what else? VeChain, I've been very spot on with as well. Ripple doing pretty well in Bitcoin especially, but the smaller coins that don't have a lot of data yet, like Fun, I'm not a fan of doing those kind of TAs. Like I failed pretty miserably on that one there, but there's just not enough information yet. You take a chance at some of them, right? You swing for it, but you're not going to hit all of them right now. So the way that we look for a failure, right? So let's say that we had that WXY already, and now we're attempting a wave up, okay? We're attempting a wave up. That's where we are right here. The way we note for failure is retracement past the 100% level. We have to keep in mind that the wave 1 could retrace up to 99.9999999 repeating percent, right? It could go like that. And then a wave 4, for example, does not retrace into the wave 1 territory. So for wave 3 to be considered an impulse, it must at least exceed the wave 1, right? Because wave 3 is usually the strongest and never the shortest. So what we see here is we see not exactly here where it was denoted by the X failure, but now we see a difference channel resistance, right? And we see some on a lower time frame, for example, we see lots of activity, price action, lots of activity around here. So now I noted this last time that we want to make sure that we first of all see to what respectable region it will retrace to. And we see it retrace exactly where I left it off last time, right? The 618 to the 0.5 level. And now what we're seeing is just consolidation around here right now. So there are two things that can happen. Okay, there are absolutely two things that can happen. We can break down, guys, and this ABC pattern will keep going. We'll keep going, and we might even, if that does happen, the first thing that will happen is it will test this kind of support line, right? Where there's a lot of price action right over here. It will absolutely test that kind of region first and here if this fails. But what I do need to make note of as well right now is that we need to take a look at the dailies. So what we see in the daily is nothing really leveling off quite yet right now. There's no clear sign of an uptrend that wants to break out, although it could happen soon. Sorry, let's look on the daily. I'm going to clear all of this now. If we look on the daily, we actually see a pretty bad candle so far, which is closing in literally 30 minutes, okay? What we see right now is a candle like this one, like a shooting star, but on a smaller one. Okay, we see a shooting star with a very small wick right there. This actually might also be interpreted as a hammer as well, okay? An inverted hammer. An inverted hammer, if you go like this, it looks like almost a shooting star with a very short wick, right? Not really a hammer. It might look like a doji, but if you go like this, it actually looks like, on the downtrend, it might actually look like an inverted hammer right here, okay? an inverted hammer, which signals the reversal on a downtrend. So if I go to lower time frame, right, there's really two possible plays to make here, guys. Like there's only really two possible plays now that we've come pretty far. Sorry, I'm going to zoom out a little bit. So last time I did it was about 4 days ago. So here are the possible plays. I mean, right now we have retraced to a very respectable region. I see it neutralizing right now in a neutral zone. Neutralizing, that's a funny word. In a neutral zone, there's no confirmation of an uptrend or a downtrend actually. It's really much so leveled off for the past 3 days, okay? But what I do see here that I need to make a note of is on the 5-minute chart, yes, it is above the 55 EMA, but if you look at all the other charts, like for example the 30, we're still fighting right now. We're still fighting to break above this 55 EMA. We haven't quite broken there yet, okay? I mean, if it does break above the 55 EMA and it holds true for a while, it might be a really good confirmation for an uptrend. But don't hold your breath right now, because I still believe that this is going to be an extended correction. I know you guys are going to hate me for saying that, but I don't believe it's the end of the correction yet. So right now, the possible play to make, if you guys are interested in it, is of course to go long on it. No biggie about that. You can definitely go long on it, assuming that another impulse wave will go up. Of course, it's risky because there's no direction yet of a trend. You would target a general 1-to-1 or a 1618 perhaps, right? That's pretty lofty of a goal. I mean, I'd probably shoot for around 1250 Satoshi there, and a little bit above 1167, right? This would be your risk to reward based on Fibonacci right here. You're just using a general retracement and extension, and this is a very low risk play. I mean, we're risking slightly below the 615 Fibonacci level. Shoot for really the round number, okay? Super duper low risk we're talking about, like slightly below here, say 590 Satoshi, okay? 590 Satoshi, that's your stop loss. You shoot for a 1-to-1 ratio that's slightly higher than it, maybe about 1167 to 1250 right here. I mean, you got a chance to gain 80%. You got a chance to lose 9%. But I want to be very crystal clear, this is not a guaranteed win. There's absolutely no signs of bullishness yet, okay, on any time frame, and I cannot confirm an uptrend or a trend direction in general. But what I can confirm is that it doesn't really want to break down to much lower RSI. We're finding support right here. So who knows, we might actually get an attempted wave up to go up to my target up over there. But that right there, guys, is a pretty lofty target, and I don't think that we're going to reach it, to be quite honest. So, yeah. So let's just go in a little bit closer here. Hold on, what did I just do there? Okay, now it makes more sense to me now. It's kind of all over the place right now. I thought that was on a much higher time frame. I didn't see the rest of this. I'm like, what? That's going to make a higher high? So yeah, it could break out to right here. So this is a major resistance as well, right? So if you guys want actual general trend confirmation, like right now, the 30-minute chart, we're, no, nothing yet there. Nothing there yet. On the 15-minute, we have closed above it now, okay? It has closed above it yet. On the 30-minute, it's kind of closing above it, but nothing really on a big time frame yet where it's staying true to it right now. So this is a pretty risky play in my opinion. There's not a high chance of it playing out, but the people that don't mind risking, right? They have a, of course, without risk, there's no possibility of reward. So we got to keep this in mind right now. Am I interested in this? I don't trade anywhere other than bitfinex right now still. So even though I have money on other exchanges, or not other exchanges, but just Bittrex, I haven't really logged onto there at all yet. So yeah, like worst case scenario, right? Like you guys get stopped out here. Who knows if it's gonna go up? But you're taking a chance for some massive gains in case this is not a failed impulse wave, right? So far, does it look like it's a failed impulse wave, right? Because it's leveling off the 618 Fibonacci region. So worst case scenario is that we retrace and then we go down even further to further correction. And the next zone that we would probably find support is right around here. And the worst case scenario, if we do get a failed one first, we'll probably end up getting some sort of triangle in here, I would imagine, to test this support a few times before breaking down to lower lows. So I just wanted to do a quick update on TRX. Not much has changed in 4 days. We're still at this consolidating range right here where the market is now deciding whether it wants to go up or down. And on the 5-minute chart, we have to notice that the volume is not really picking up too much, right? On a daily chart, we see the volume kind of weighting down. On the 4-hour chart, we see the volume weighting down as well. So super risky play. Who knows if it's going to work out? I don't know, honestly. I'm betting on a correction, but I'm giving you guys my scenario of both ways to play it, right? If you can short it, then of course if it breaks down to a very reasonable number, and there are a lot of bearish signs everywhere, then of course you might want to consider shorting it to down these regions over here. So, neutral zone, guys. When you are in neutral zone for days, this is neutral zone right here. Neutral zone for days, there's only one way it can happen, up or down, right? So you guys look on the, it spiked pretty hard there, right? And it leveled off here. So we'll see. We'll see if this can happen. I'm going to follow it very closely to see if it actually can hit this target up over there around 1167. Super risky TRX play. If you guys decide to take it, good luck. If you don't, I highly recommend you wait until this consolidates further and gives this general trend direction. So if you guys enjoy these videos that I'm producing, I'd appreciate an upvote on Steemit. I'd also appreciate, a like, subscribe, and share, and the whole 9 yards there on social media and Twitter as well. So good luck, guys. If you do decide to take this trade, please stick to your stop loss. Please, please, please stick to that stop loss of yours, okay, guys? Because you could get very stopped out easily. And keep in mind that there's immense reward to be made here, 80%, but there's also a 10% chance that you could lose your money. Or sorry, lose 10% of your money as well, right? So on the fence with TRX, no general trend direction, no idea what to do, no confirmation of up or down quite yet. But there's a very risky scenario here that could be played, and I think a lot of people are going to be interested in it, right? Very interested in it very, very soon. So guys, good luck with it. Take it easy. See you.